David the commander of his army.
Anytime be a ultimate battle now
Now at every time when you get victory in battle, you are uplifted.
Battle is difficult.
Fighting a battle is difficult. Fighting a battle is difficult. It's a life and death situation.
In fact, and
it is not a peaceful moment. I have not seen a man going out into battle and he's joyful and he's happy. Now sometimes you may be gripped in fear. Sometimes your mood can change. And it does not matter how strong you are, there are times that you get afraid.
Because opponent strength.
Because you are not sure of the battle plan of your opponent and the strength of the opponent. So whether you are going to prevail in battle or you are going to be defeated, you will only get to know after the battle has ended.
I believe that's an life.
And I believe that is the nature of life. We are not sure whether we are going to have victory tomorrow or whether we are going to fail.
Your enemy and the battle plan.
Now we are not sure or we are unaware of the battle plan of the enemy against whom we are fighting.
Anytime I was steady ultimate situation be more battle.
So you can study the sequence of your life. You will notice that you get into certain situations in certain times of your life and you know that you are waging war, you are in battle. Now the battle of life is endless. The only time the battle comes to an end is the time you die and you transition beyond life. And so you must not be relaxed. So if you have victory in one battle, do not be complacent. Don't think that you have victory in all things. If some trouble came upon you and by the grace of God you were able to wage war and you overcame,
have
it in your mind that another battle may come or may surface which may be more intense than the battle you fought and won. That is why the Bible says to us that we must pray without ceasing. And that we must put on the whole armor of God that we may be able to stand against the wiles of the enemy. And so life is full of battles. And that battle has not come to an end yet. So at every time you must be battle ready. You must be prepared. So you must realize that you are on the battlefield. And so you must have focus.
Now you're sensitive.
And you must be sensitive.
Battle free forward, back, right, left, about.
And you must be ready and know that battles can come against you from all angles, from forward, back, upward, downward, everywhere.
At times it may feel outside, but at times so within.
Sometimes the battles are battles from without. There are other times the battles are from within.
Now battle within.
The battle that is very tough is the battle which is from within.
Or battle against so-called your lover.
Having battle against your so-called lover.
Or your lover, but deep within him or her, or your enemy.
So that person pretends to be a friend, and he is your arch enemy deep within him. So this person shares ideas with you, but at night he or she wages war against you without your knowledge?
When
shall the battles of life come to an end? So today you would have some victory, but you are not sure of what will happen tomorrow. You are uncertain about tomorrow. And so if you have victory today, do not be overly joyful. Do not be complacent. But if you are restless and you fight to the end, you are surely going to have elevation. What it means is that until you fight your battle, there will be no victory. It means that if you don't fight your battle, you will have no elevation. David won the battle. And he was made a general of the army. You will notice that the elevation came to his life after he had victory in battle. If you don't fight your battle, you cannot have victory. And so if you are afraid of fighting, then you will never have victory. And so every trouble that comes your way, have it in your mind that you are going to stand strong and fight that battle. Promotion does not come until you have gone through a test. And so if you are afraid of writing a test, then you are postponing your promotion. So you notice that after the victory, David was promoted. But the battle of his life had not come to an end. He went out for another battle. In fact, and he conquered in that battle. His master was with him. And the song the women sang brought trouble to David. When you observe and evaluate that victory or that conquest, Saul was part of the conquest. Now let's listen to the song the women sang. Now that was how I started this topic when I started treating it on the first day. And so as I'm about to bring it to an end, I am drawing your mind onto something. Listen, they said Saul has killed his thousands, but David 10,000. And David has killed 10,000s. It was from that moment onward that Saul eyed David. And it was these words that he heard that developed jealousy in Saul against David. Saul was the boss. But they elevated his servant above him. Saul was human. He was not amused about what he heard. How is it that my servant has more fame than me? These things are prevalent in our daily lives. And so if you do not want to start a confusion in a certain group, don't exalt the follower above the leader, the deputy above his boss. And if you are a follower and people are celebrating you more than your boss, you must learn to be humble and careful.
Anunti we are servant.
So if you are a servant
and
people praise you more than they praise your boss or your leader, do not concede to it.
Do it.
No matter how you will demonstrate to your boss that you are not, you have not conceded to the praises of the people, do it.
Now you're wise.
When you do that, it shows you are wise. But for some people, it is in that moment that they would lift up their shoulders. Be careful and be vigilant. It is evil when your boss sets his eyes against you. Do not allow this to happen to you in your lifetime. At your workplace, wherever you find yourself, in your marriage, in your family, do not accept that you, the inferior, or you of a lower estate, you are greater than the one above you. Even if that is how God has made you, even if God has made you to be superior than your boss, you must humble yourself under the authority of your boss. It is human nature. Anytime a boss gets to know that the people are much in love with his follower or his servants than himself, he gets wild. So let us be careful so that we don't sing the chorus of the women. The fact that you are giving out a gift.
Now watch 10 million. No watch 20 million.
So you give the servant 20 million, but you give the boss 10 million. When you do that, you are singing the chorus of the women. You must not give 2 pairs of footwear to the servant and give 1 pair to the leader.
Cause confusion between boss and his servant.
When you do that, you are causing confusion, friction between the boss and his servant. So let us refrain from singing the song of the women, and let us sing songs of wisdom.
Saul
They rather should have said that Saul had killed a multitude, but David had killed a handful. If that had happened, David would not have had the problem he had. But it was the chorus the women sang that brought trouble to David. The way people celebrate your gift, you must be careful. As people celebrate you and speak well about your beauty, be careful. Anything that can make you feel pampered, anything that can open the door for pride to come into your heart, you must be very careful about such things. Now Michael was there. Gabriel was there. Raphael was also there.
Lucifer, near friend of the bright morning star.
But Lucifer was called the bright morning star.
The bright morning star. The bright morning star.
The bright morning star.
It
made him feel overly pampered. So he decided that I would exalt my throne above the throne of the Most High. The Bible said Saul eyed hide David from that day the women sang the song. Prior to the time the women sang that song, Saul loved David so much. That is why he made him the commander of his army. So he was the superintendent over the army of Saul. Abner was around. Abinadab was also around.
But David boss.
But he made David the boss over the army.
So David military training.
Now you will notice that David did not go through military training. He only came onto the scene when the battle was ongoing. But God had trained him in the wilderness already. Now sometimes when God is preparing you, he does not expose you in the time of your preparation. So those who think they are fit and they are qualified,
from nowhere I take you over.
All of a sudden they will notice that someone from nowhere takes over. Now sometimes allow God to hide you a bit. Sometimes don't announce your presence. Don't announce yourself so much. Don't let people know you so well. But after or in the end of the process, when God brings you out of the wilderness and brings you to the battlefront, and you overcome Goliath, a great man is going to appoint you a leader over his soldiers. I see that you are someone that God is preparing. But God is preparing you in a quiet place. A man that God prepares in a quiet place is a dangerous man. Because nobody knows what God is about to use that person to accomplish. Nobody knows him. Nobody has heard of him. Even in his family or her family, they don't mention his or her name at their meetings. But eventually you will become the leader. That is how God does his things. I am not surprised that God hid Joseph in prison. Unbeknown to him, he was the one to become the I'm not surprised that God did not allow Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, their fame to be heard about until the time they